Good morning. I'm glad to be here, and today we're going to start with new lesson number 3, the third lesson. To start with, I'd like to ask you, how are you today? How was your day? Have you done everything you planned? Have you slept enough? How's your mood? Okay, today we're going to take a new block of words. Then we're going to take a new grammar, past continuous and past indefinite. We revise the words, the lessons too, and in the end we're going to listen the dialogue. Okay, now let's start. First, read after me. Collect. To collect evidence, material, data, information, dictionary, signatures. To collect pupils in the hall. A crowd soon collected. To collect stamps, books, pictures. Collect goods from the station. Collection. Collection of the stories. Collections of letters. Collection of facts. Collection of people. Collection of rubbish. Collection of books. Stew. Traffic jam. Trickle. Trickle down. Reward. And reward for something. Success has rewarded our efforts. Virtue. Virtue and vice. Obvious. His embarrassment was obvious. An obvious meaning. Obviously. It's obviously true. Embarrass. Good. Now I'd like you to learn these words by heart. Thank you. Now I'd like you to write a dictation the words you have learned. Read and write. You don't have to look at the words, but write on spot after my dictation or on my dictation. Остаток. Остатки трапезы. Руины древнего Рима. Маяк. Тоскующий по дому. Ревнивый муж. Ревновать. Завидовать чему-либо и успеху. Продолжать что-либо. Продолжать идти своим путем. Держись. Все будет в порядке, если только вы проявите больше выдержки. Тиканье. Вы пришли минуту в минуту. Давать отбой. Вешать трубку. Внештатный сотрудник. очень, весьма, чрезвычайно. Воспитанный, культурный. Жених. Невеста. Керосин. Thank you. Thank you. Now check what you have written. Thank you. Now I'd like you to listen to the dialogue. What are you doing, Martha? Listen and try to understand. Hello, Martha. Barbara, what are you doing here? You live in Manchester, don't you? Yes, that's right, I do. But I'm having a week's holiday here. Yes, that's right, I do. But I'm having a week's holiday here. What? Here? In Milan? Yes, I'm visiting a friend. You know him, actually, Roger. Yes, I remember Roger. Well, he's working here as a freelance journalist. Is he? That must be fun. Well, he says he's enjoying it. What about you? What are you doing here? Having a holiday as well? No, not me. I'm working. I'm looking for some new shoes designed for the shop. Ah, yes, I read about you in the old California magazine. You are the manager of a shoe shop now, aren't you? Yes, that's right. It's doing quite well, in fact. Which hotel are you staying at, by the way? Well, I'm not staying in Milan anymore. I'm catching the train to Florence in half an hour. In fact, I must go soon. Oh, that's a pity. Anyway, I must go too. I must try and come and see you in Bristol one day. Yes, too, and give my regards to Roger. Thank you. Now, I'd like you to find out Russian equivalent. Должно быть это интересно. That must be fun. У меня поезд во Флоренцию через полчаса. Передай привет своему другу. Между прочим, в какой гостинице ты остановилась? Меня больше не будет в Милане. Я здесь неделю отдыхаю. Ты тоже здесь отдыхаешь? Ты заведуешь обувным магазином, не так ли? Фактически наш магазин не преуспевает. Жаль. Я должна постараться навестить тебя в Бристоле когда-нибудь. Thank you. I'd like you to replay the dialogue and retell it by heart. Thank you. Now I'd like you to listen to the text, a letter. After listening the letter, you are to translate and to retell the text. A letter. Dear Mom and Dad, how are you? The camp is okay. The weather is horrible. It's raining. We are all writing letters. What's the weather like at home? We get up every morning at 7:45 and have a shower. The weather is always cold. It's really horrible. Then we get dressed and have breakfast at 8:30. Breakfast is nice. We have 3 different sorts of cereal, bacon and eggs, toast and marmalade and tea. After breakfast, we go riding or canoeing. We have morning break at 11 o'clock. We usually have orange juice and biscuits. Then we have free activities. We have lunch at 1:30. We have hamburgers and chips, or fish and chips, but chips aren't very nice. In the afternoon, we usually play football or volleyball. Tea is at 4 o'clock, and after tea, we ride all the mini motorbikes. They're great. We have supper at 7. After supper, we watch a video or have a disco. We can play our own cassettes. Thank you. Now I'd like you to read this text again and retell it. Thank you. Now I'd like you to make up questions. General question, alternative question, disjunctive or tag question, and who question, and other special question, what, where, and when, and other. Now, the sentences were all writing letters. General question. General question, at the first place we use auxiliary verb of this sentence. It shows what tense, and if there is a verb in the text and it is present simple, at the first place we use do or does. Here is we're all writing letters, it is present continuous. Auxiliary verb is are. Are we all writing letters? General question. Alternative question. The same like general question, but we add alternative or. Are we all writing letters or reading books? Tag question. We read without changing up to the stop. Instead of stop, we set comma and add alternative tag question. We're all writing letters, aren't we? If the first part of the sentence is positive, after comma there is negative, and vice versa. Who question. In who question we use the verbs in singular. For instance, if are, it is. Who is all writing letters? Okay, thank you. What are we doing? Thank you. Now let's get down and revise the previous terms, present continuous and present indefinite. Now I'd like you to translate the text. Мой отец хорошо знает английский. Он читает английские книги без словаря. This I offer you to read and translate it. Now I'd like you to revise preposition and do exercise with preposition. I was born in Ivacevich in 1965. She haven't wait for a few days. He last saw him on Friday. The price of food is going up in September. We have been invited to birthday on the 13th of March. Hurry up, they got to be back in 10 minutes. Через 10 minut. He's busy now, but he'll be with us in a moment. Nick's sister is an officer, but she's out of work at the moment. On New Year's Eve are usually a lot of guests there. She hopes the weather will be wonderful at the weekend. On Sunday night, she went home at 12 o'clock. She doesn't like watching TV at night. The lesson begins on 19th of June and ends sometimes in March. It was quite a long book and easy to read. I read it in a day. Thank you. Now, let's read phrasal verbs and learn them by heart. Get off, get on the bus, but get out of and get into the car. Get alone, get out, get up, get away, get over, get down to business or to work. Now do exercise. Done. Thank you. Now let's discuss present past continuous as simple past. Simple past we use when we talk about the past event which took place at a definite point of time. For instance, we went to the theater last night. Before to learn all that in English, I offer you to visit site englishon.ru. Уроки английского бесплатно. Today, now I'm going to finish.